Yo, good morning, traders, man. Let's get cracking indeed. It is 9 o'clock. We're late to the party. We were just live on Chart Fanatics going over some analysis, showing them how to use MarketEdge.ai, but now we're here for Market in the Morning. I've got some good stuff lined up for us. I created some new tabs so we can start sectioning these streams off a bit more easy for you guys to look back on. Hit that like if you're ready. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Market in the Morning starts right now, guys. All right, guys, so check this out. Check this out right up here. Overnight in macro context. This is going to be the section one of our breakdown today. Good morning, everybody. Lisa, good morning. Famous, good morning. Alex, what's going on? I'm sorry, Alexandria, good morning. Anna, good morning. Andrea, hello. Good morning. Eric, Piyush, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, man, if you're excited for today. Today's going to be a good day. It's a great day to have a great day, as it always is here in Market in the Morning. So, we had a whole lot of nothing last night. We'll just start right there. A whole lot of nothing. It is a no news week. We just got another headline coming right now as we speak. Benchmark Treasury yields pushes higher as long-term breakout gathers momentum. Momentum in yields should be more of a pullback on equities, just something to keep in mind. Thank you, MRKT, for keeping us in the loop. Yo, Akabir, good morning, brother, man. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready to make some money today. I'm waiting for gold. Let's start right off the bat with gold. Gold still has that bullish bias, but something I'll note with gold on the market terminal is we are ranging. So I do not want to just be buying randomly. I'm personally waiting for gold to come react to 44.30 over here on GC. If we're looking at XAU USD, that's around 43.75. So 44.30 on GC, XAU USD, we're looking at 43.75. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Let's get cracking. Take some levels, take some trades today. It is 9:04 already. I hope you guys are excited, man. We're going to have fun. It's going to be great. So looking for longs that support, target the supply area. The reason I'd want to target the supply area and not a new high of day is because price has been reacting to this zone multiple times now. I don't want to be the trader that assumes we're going to break this because I don't know if we break this until we actually break it. We could hold this 3-4 times. I don't want to be in a long position from down here. Imagine going long down here. You're in good profit up here, but you're greedy. So you're like, oh, well, instead of this like 4-1, I want to look for, this is a 4-1 right over here. 4-1. Instead of looking for a 4-1, I want to look for a 6-1 or a 5-1. Do you really want to risk at this point when you're looking for that 5-1 to happen or that 6-1 to happen? You're not looking for a 6-1 anymore. At that point, you're risking the 4 that you already have profit. So you're risking 4 to then make 1 or 2 more. Sometimes it's not worth it, so be a little patient there. We do want to trade the range. I do see overall we are trying to make some higher highs here. So something I might want to look for, yeah, you can be like Elsa and look for these 11-1s, or like Mel also hit a crazy trade. Amazing, guys. Nalab's hitting some crazy bangers too lately. Guys, Nalab's going to be here very shortly, so make sure you smash that like button if you haven't. Awesome. Beautiful. So 44.30 on GC. Overall bias is bullish. I do want to take a very quick stab at the dollar, see how the dollar is currently trading. Does it help support these longs on gold, or is the dollar finding some support? Nope, look at that. Dollar trying to break down out of its range to the downside. Now, something I will note on the dollar is if we can get back above and close above this level right here, we're going to make it yellow. We're going to make it dotted. Because if we could get back above that price level, I would be a little careful. Now, take a look. First off, I just marked that out. You guys saw me mark that out. Look at how we've been reacting to that level. That's a nice sign right there that the dollar is pulling back, consolidating, and then reversing back lower. Dollar moving lower, I'd want to see, you guessed it, I'd want to see gold moving higher. So even though I'm not in the gold trade yet, and I'm looking for this area down here, let's just say perchance that 30-minute time frame, we had another area right here that we did end up holding to, that this was the hold, and we don't come back down here. Well, then guess what? I'm creating different trade scenarios that will help me find the long positions higher then. If we're able to hold this low and we just made some higher highs and higher lows, then guess what? If we hold this low again, I could look for higher highs again. So if that's the case, then I'm either looking for a pullback to this area around 44, 42, or I'm looking to see if price wants to hold, break out of these recent highs, and then look for a retest and then continuation towards those new highs. And that would be my trade setup, right? Again, looking for that trend trade, not above the zone, just near the highs. But seriously, XAU-USD did not close my longs at 44.34, assuming it would touch 44.40, only to come down to break even. Oh man, it happens. It happens, right? We always got to be able to sort of go over it and say, okay, what'd you do and what could you do differently? How could you adjust? What did you learn from that trade? Did you learn not to be greedy? Did you learn that you should make a new rule that says once you're in 3-1, you should lock in? What happened during that trade that you can now learn from to be a better trader on your next opportunity? But seriously, it's better to get regular base hits than to try and get high risk reward trades and end up taking anything from the market. Exactly. Yeah. Piyush, man, I love it, man. I love that you have fun, you crack jokes, but they're not mean jokes. They're cool, calm, and collected, bro. It's all about good support here, all about good fun, lighthearted fun. You guys know the vibes. Lighthearted fun, strong education, and things you can learn off of. That's what I'm here for. Just take what the market gives you. That's right. We're spectators in this grand old scheme of the market. We are not traders that are forcing things. We are not market makers. If you enter a trade, markets aren't going to react off of that. So that is a quick little rundown of gold. That is a quick little rundown of, let's move this. That is a quick rundown of what happened overnight. So I told you guys, I'm sectioning it off. Now let's move on to our next section, and that is levels and trade setups. So we did just cover the gold trade setup. We're looking for possibly 2 trade setups. So you know how the market terminal makes multiple scenarios, Jeev makes multiple scenarios. Well, here we go. Kev's making multiple scenarios. This is what we're looking for, either scenario 1, right here, 1, that looks like a 2, call it 1, right there, or 2, right over here. So that's what I'm looking for on GC for some possible longs. Dollar moving lower does help support that bias as well. So looking for those longs, see if we could find some support, move higher from there. If we fail, then guess what? We move on. We're here to listen to the market. If the market isn't telling us what we want it to tell us, then we're not taking a trade. Yo, what's up, AK? Yes, I got you. Looking for levels on XAU USD. So I'm going to do what I did before, guys. Keep GC on the left-hand side over here. XAU USD on the right-hand side over here. XAU USD has similar price action. So I'd be looking for 43.86 on XAU. This area, just like GC is 44.42 for support. See if we possibly want to sweep these recent lows that we had, find support and reverse back higher. Could look for long positions targeting the open and targeting some resistance up here. If we do fail that one, then I wouldn't be like, oh, we failed that, I got stopped out, now I got to go short. No, we still have that bullish bias. So then I would be looking for the next area of support. So on XAU USD, on GC, XAU USD, we're looking between 43.86 to 43.77. And then we're looking at 43.74 towards 43.67. So those are the levels on GC, XAU USD. Resistance above us on GC is 44.73. And then on XAU USD is actually a little higher than that. So you see how our resistance point was right over here? It's actually higher on XAU. So I'd be looking for near 44.30 as a price target on XAU today. Very good. Great breakdown. Great analysis there on GC, on XAU USD. Now we can take a look at the S&P and even some NASDAQ too. So let's take a look. S&P is really taking a hit. I would, quite honestly, as much as I do have that bullish bias, our fundamentals are still bullish as well. Something I am keeping a very close eye on is that fact that it does say ranging. So just because we're pulling back or seeing even a bearish day or two doesn't mean markets are fully shifting their bias. Just because we're pulling back, that's all it is, a pullback. That's not a pullback once market structure starts shifting. Once fundamentals start assigning the current trend is changing. There is no, oh, every pullback is a sell-off. No, it's a pullback, right? Now, pullbacks happen on a 5-minute, pullbacks happen on an hourly, pullbacks happen on a daily. Markets cannot and usually do not just go straight up without some type of pullback area. So that's what we'd be looking for. Possible shorts if we do start failing, but ideally, trade psychology, fundamentals coming in hand. I would see this overnight session sell off and say retail is going to try to short it as soon as market opens. They don't have a tool like MRKT AI. They aren't giving themselves a fundamental strong bias. I want to see, can we start breaking higher here, shift higher, break some lower highs that we created. So it looks something like this. Break up, come down, create a lower high, and then we continue. And then I would look for the longs, knowing that the higher time frame trend is bullish. Guys, I mentioned before, we have a special guest joining us. We're going to need the best man, the number one, Mr. Fundamentals himself, Noab. What's up, bro?
Dude, I love how you announce it like it's a boxing match or like a UFC.
Yep.
Fight, like we're about to hop in the ring. How you doing, Kevin?
Bro, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
It's amazing, bro. Just all good, man. Just had a super busy morning. Unfortunately, I don't have much time. But I was like, let's do some quick market analysis. And because we see equities selling off from just highs, natural retracement, you know how it goes. At the same time, we also still have to fix our watch list, but we'll look at crude oil real quick. So we also have the rebound in crude that right now, keep in mind, it's nothing big, right? It's still like a regular retracement that we're getting in crude oil. And that's something that we had also marked up over here. This arrows, remember these arrows? That we get some sort of push, retracement all the way back up, and this type of slow grind down. And at the same time, what it would look like on equities is equities would be doing their corrective period, wherever that may, wherever we may end up doing, coming down, wherever we come down to before continuing on the upside. And it just looks like regular market movement, wherever that pullback happens from. So you can 100% trade the rejections from here, but I'm someone who just likes to trade with the trend. So I like to look for more buy opportunities. We haven't retested these highs previously, so I'd love to see how we react over here, and also digging deeper into the structure down here to the left. And this would be my two areas of interest that I would be looking for in order to take some or look to position myself for some buys. The deeper we go, the better. Okay. The reason I think this is because next week we have a very key event, and it's the Jackson Hole Symposium, right? That is next week.
It's not. I don't think it's on the economic calendar. I asked Market about it.
It's under speeches. I'll show you.
Oh, okay. Because I used Ask Market for it, and it did not pop up.
So when I go and select all of these, then we go to next. Do I only have tree selected? So here it is. Kevin Warsh delivers his first speech at the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, and this is on Friday, August 28th. And this is going to be around in the morning, right? So it's still a bit tentative, but usually in the morning. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, man. Thank you.
God bless. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Kevin. So what this means on gold and that event, the reason it's so impactful is that every single year, the Jackson Hole Symposium takes place in August in Wyoming at Jackson Hole, right? And what they do is they just talk about monetary policy. It's mainly a meeting for central banking, but they always just talk about U.S. monetary policy, and it gets used as like almost a catalyst for the next swing in the market, right? And last year's was a massive catalyst because it was this candle right here, and then we had a big dovish tilt in the markets that led gold to do this. And it's going to be something similar, is that we're going to have some sort of similar dovish tilt, give or take a pullback or whatever. And if we get that dovish tilt, if Warsh comes out, talks more dovish, and where the markets take it as more dovish, then guess where gold's going to end up? Gold's going to end up right back at these highs at 4,600, 4,800, and start chugging its way back towards the upside, just like how we've been talking about this entire time we were sitting. As soon as we tapped in here, remember that we were talking about this, and that's where we're at now. This will be a very key event that even if we come down to here or here, these are solid buy opportunities going into Jackson Hole Symposium. Okay, the deeper we go, the better. Why? Because gold is a buy. And if you don't think it's a buy, then it's like you're in the wrong macro side, right? You have to keep in mind that even if gold pulls back down to here or even here, gold is still a buy. And this is exactly what Kevin was just talking about before I hopped on, is that retail at this point would be like, nope, I'm going to short now. And that's where they get absolutely cooked. And then you get that dovish tilt, or if we get that dovish tilt, and then markets rally up, right? And this is just iconic price action. Always takes place like this, where retail sees massive selling, instantly starts buying. Like over here, retail saw that we were sitting above these highs, started buying, and guess what happens? The market's completely corrected. But to retail, it looks like, oh shit, they hunted my stops. No, buddy, you were just 7 days too late to the buys. You could have been buying from down here when the markets took the FOMC as a dovish hold, as the rate decision as a dovish hold. And then the following day when we got this beautiful retest, and then the day after that on Monday market open, we got a nice retest of range lows, like all of these different plays. But retail always ends up seeing this and then is like, yo, I'm gonna buy up here. I'm gonna buy all time highs. You monkey, sit down. So we gotta just focus on the good juicy setups, and you see them in front of you. Like when you have a 4 hour chart like this, I'm able to identify where those key areas of liquidity and support and buyers sit. Right, like right here, we had buyers jump in. Over here, we had buyers come in. Right, and this if we come down here, all you have to do is observe and watch how the markets will react. And if they react to it, sometimes what will happen is markets will do a quick little bounce. You get your entries, and then it kind of just chugs away because the retracement phase isn't over yet. And then where's it gonna go? To the next area, and then we'll retest that area. Can buyers hold this? Okay, buyers tried holding it. Oh, they held it again. Oh, they held it again. Okay, looks like we're now going up, right? So it's all about observing, not reacting. Like you don't want to be the person who comes here, sees massive dagger candles on gold, and decides to place a buy. Okay,
Don't
that's
buy the
unless you
highs.
have heavy conviction, which sometimes it works, but for a majority of the people, you just want to be more observant. Okay, so that's something to watch out for as we go into the coming week and later half of this week. So watch how crude develops, whether we start pushing back below here, this area right here, right at around 86, or even back to 93 is a nice resistance. And essentially, I'm expecting again this move to be faded out going into the next 2 weeks, is that you're going to see crude oil coming down. Because look at the volatility in which crude comes down at. Is you get massive outflows within an intraday period versus on the upside, it's a much harder grind, right? This over here was about 2 days worth of price action. This here is over a week now. So you have to keep in mind. Kevin, I can hear you clickety clacking.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, man, you got to do better, buddy.
Gotta
Gotta
do
do
better.
better.
Hold
We're
up, is
live
that
right
me?
now. We're live, people watching. Sorry, I'd like to apologize for Kevin, guys, if he's causing disruptions or if he's causing it.
My bad. I was putting something in the production chat because somebody messed something up over here.
So over here now, when I'm looking to see where I can enter on gold in the bullish direction, what I don't want to do is be buying every single pullback, right? Because you don't want to do that after the markets right now are rejecting off of these highs, right? These highs, we can see we had this minor zone over here. We reacted to it perfectly on yesterday's overnight Asian session. And since then, we've seen some outflows. We reached this point. We're kind of getting in that area where price action is getting a bit choppy, but it's still like a grind towards the upside. So I personally don't like this too much. I would love to see some more of these like deeper demand zones retested, like this one. Like if we got this retested, that would be very, very ideal in order to get some nice buys going into Jackson Hole Symposium, right? And this sort of movement then makes it very easy to picture, oh, wow, yeah, in hindsight, this would end up looking like, wow, this is a perfect buy opportunity. But when you forecast it, you can easily see that if we get this push down here, we had buyers last time, we can get those buyers again, or maybe at one of these other zones. But I personally like this. Like even here, look at the price action from over here. Okay, we created this area, we created this zone, tapped into it, pulled back down all the way till this demand zone here, basically. Okay, we pulled back down to here, tapped it, same price action that we had here, we have over here, tapped it, did a double bottom, pushed further into 44.50s. So that's also another thing that could happen, is that instead of pushing down all the way till 43.10s, you get this sort of play here, get that double bottom similar to how we had it last time, and then that continuation towards upside. So these would be the two areas, trying to mimic this sort of price action to the left over here, where price pushed up, found support, and then kind of did a grind towards the upside. This was last CPI, yada yada yada, and now we're back up to here after we rejected this. So, but I personally am more in favor of this sort of setup down here for gold. And guys, keep in mind, like we were talking about this gold setup last week, look how beautifully that played out. We were talking about this one, played out perfectly. And then even this one that we called out on market in the morning on Thursday to watch this level. If we come back here, we're going to get a grind straight up towards these highs again. Now we retested it. We can see buyers weren't able to hold that price. And now we're just retracing for the time being. Now we'll go on to NQ real quick, right? Let me clear this. Again, same story with NQ. NQ is just retracing. Don't get it twisted. NQ isn't bearish, right? It's just a retracement phase. And NQ is just going to retrace down to a key area, wherever that may end up being, whether it's these retests of these highs and this demand zone, whether it's a bit deeper into this area over here, wherever that may be, NQ will eventually rebound and those buyers will jump in because we've just had a nice retracement from these highs. And that's what's important to keep in mind. The context is we're coming from highs. We're not creating going on a downtrend. We're coming off of these highs, fresh highs that we created after we created this new higher low over here. Now, NQ could push down to here and I'll still be bullish on it because of the macro environment that we're in. Again, everything is related to that. Yes, you can scalp something, but if you're a true sniper and you're like a lion, this sort of play is very ideal where you look for buy opportunities at these key demand zones, knowing that you're aligned with the macro trend. And just like how Kevin was mentioning, again, retail sees this and they're like, I'm going to sell going into open. They see price down here. I'm
Yep.
gonna place a short, and that's their entire mentality. And yeah, maybe they'll quickly get some profit, like oh shit, 2 1 minute candles. But that's like such, in my eyes, that's such like
It's not worth
first year trading bullshit, man.
it.
Like
Yeah.
if you're still doing that 7 years, 6 years, 3 years into it, you're chasing the open move, like dude, this is what ends up happening to those people. They get this sort of play and then straight rebound on NQ towards the upside. It's the same people trying to sell this year were the ones wondering why did NQ just push up record speed to highs in a few days? Why did that happen? Because people don't realize that this is macro environment here is still forecasted to be bullish, right? And then when you get that instant signal, boom, the markets are ready for it. They're primed for it. So you don't want to be that liquidity that instantly shorts as soon as these lows get taken, and then we get a quick rebound back in those highs because this is an attractive buy price after coming off of 30,300, right? We're like $700 down. Now, amazing, Kevin. Unfortunately, I got to jump. I have another meeting in 2 minutes. So thank you, man. I'll catch you guys sometime later this week.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for
Yes.
showing
Thank you again, Kevin, for
man.
hosting these. You're on a three-peat today, man. He
Bro,
did a
three
Chart
P.
Fanatics live, this, and then his Trading Pioneers live that you can catch him in as well. So make sure you check out his story and his all this. Follow him on socials, guys.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. Take care.
Absolutely. Take care. Guys, show Nil some love, man. Always good. Talk about community, talk about looking out for each other, taking care of each other. We're always in this as a team. It's a team combination, all fronts. I wouldn't be here on these live streams without Market. Market wouldn't be here without you guys, without Nalab, without all the updates and all the hard work and hours and hours he puts into it. Yeah, absolute legend, man. Absolute legend. Bro, no, Piyush, I don't have enough caffeine in me yet, man. Not yet. I wanted to see the S&P if we were going to try to hold over here for possible long positions. I'm not the biggest fan of going long in the pre-market or taking any trades in the pre-market on that end. However, seeing that we do have a more bullish fundamental, I wouldn't be completely against trying a light size down here and just seeing if it wants to play out. And if it fails, you take a paper cut, you move on with your day, you wait for your setup. But other than that, we're at some extremes. Looking at the daily time frame, we're very, very much sold off. Would like to see us try to hold, but if we don't hold, we don't hold. So previous day low is right over here. We're going to update that. Previous day low. I am in a very light long position on ES now from that low. Previous day's high right over here. And today's open price is right over here. Nice. We're already reversing off that level, by the way. That's a nice entry so far. So our open price, take a look. Look at that, man. Beautiful. That's what we like to see. That's amazing. That's from Iva. So you guys know me by now. If you're here every morning, I like to use supply and demand as my foundation. I've been working on an indicator that plots those zones for me automatically, and I'm going to have that out for you guys very soon. But that's the 15-minute. That's the zone we came off of so far. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we can start to hold. I'd love to see price start to rebound back to the upside. See this as a bit of like a liquidity sweep where markets just swept this daily time frame low and then boom, started to reverse. This would be great. It lines up with that zone now. So I'm going to look to hold this until New York session opens, which is in 2 minutes. So I'm going to keep stop loss near the low of this zone. If New York session opens and we just drop lower, I take a loss. Guess what? It happens. I have a very little risk on this, but I have a very good upside on this. Look at this is nearly over a 9-to-1 risk to reward on this trade, even if you're entering it a little late now, 5-to-1. But 9-to-1 on that off my original entry. I'd like to see that play out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's take a look at where the VIX is trading, where the NASDAQ is trading. NASDAQ also holding above this key level I had marked out, which is great. But New York session opens in 30 seconds, and we know that things could flip fast. You need it, man. You were doing 3 live stream, bro. I know. Listen, man, we're only on live stream number 2 right now. We're on live stream number 2. We're halfway through taking our first trade of the day. I'm in it. If it stops me out, we wait for the next trade setup. Might use this zone then as resistance if we do break it back to the downside. But I'll most likely want to be a bit patient because I also wouldn't put it past markets to open and then just completely drop lower first, sweep some lows, and then reverse. But let's see how we want to react. New York session is open right here. We are trying to drop lower. If it breaks that low, I'm out. If it holds, I'm still in it. Right now, I'm still in it. It hasn't broken that low. It tapped that key level. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just being patient now. Respected stop loss. That's all we can do. $160 loss when I look for $400 profit. I don't care. I'm fine with that. I'm cool. We're cool, calm, and collective. I wait for the next opportunity. Weighted index rejected a point. VIX is choppy right now. We're going to wait. Gold. Here we go, gold. That's what I wanted to see. That's what we were talking about. Gold coming down towards that 44.30. Look at that. We swept this zone. That's great. We wanted to see that zone get swept. Question is, how do we trade off of this zone at this point? ES is definitely doing its best to try to hold that area. I'm out. It did stop me out. Does that mean we're going to push lower now? No, it could have stopped me out and then reverse back higher. If that's the case, I'm fine with that too. I do not care. I will look for a re-entry. I will look for another trade setup. What's up, Ryder? Asking Kevin, thoughts on 24-hour trading? I think it's not going to make much of a difference. I think people are thinking it's going to go crazy. Volume's going to be nuts all around. But we have to remember institutions have been trading the same setups in the same time frame for hundreds and hundreds of years. Institutions aren't just going to all of a sudden be like, okay, let's start trading at 4 in the morning. Institutions are still going to come in at, I just realized we had a passive buyer at 20, right down over here. Whatever, what it is. Institutions are not going to start trading randomly. Yeah, Trump's yapping, that'll do it. So with that being said, they added single stock futures, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and the volume on those was extremely low. At this point, I really just want to sit on my hands and let things play out, see what's going on. But I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact. We already have futures market open 23 hours a day. I can understand more. Wow, look at that. Look at that gold. That's crazy. It was very close. Have you tried them? No, I haven't tried them myself. The volume is like crazy low on it. I forget what the ticker is. I wonder if we could ask Market what the ticker is for that. What's the ticker for single stock futures Nvidia? Oh, that's pretty funny. The thing is in front of it. Huh. You guys see that? So look, you could talk, but nobody's home. I'm gonna let them know about that because that's like not that helpful. It's in the way. Also, the chat button is in the way. Now you're gonna hear the typing because we're taking care of business. Also, let's change our little icon up here to now New York Open. The New York Open. Here we go. Okay, so what was I doing? In the way, the push to talk. Beautiful, amazing, amazing. Small scalp Nas buy here. Be careful. Be careful. Look at that. Aren't I glad I got out and didn't just take a random re-entry when we got back above that level? Imagine you chased longs up here just for price to drop on you. We have a minute 10 left here in the 5 minute, and this is going to help dictate whether we do want to look for a re-entry or if we want to leave these markets possibly alone for now. Now, NASDAQ, on the other hand, let's see. NASDAQ, I wanted to see we have a 30-minute support area near 29,600. That is a key psychological level as well to keep an eye on. So using that analysis, the fundamental analysis, knowing that retail's jumping into these markets going short right away because we're selling off right away, I want to catch those guys on the wrong end of the market. Let's see. I'm just setting up my entry criteria tool over here. 29,600. That's amazing, man. I wonder if I think it has it down here too as a 90. Yep, look at that, man. That indicator I was mentioning before I'm building has that same zone in there. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. I want to see it working. We want to see things work. Typing equals taking care. Yo, you know it. Elsa knows it. Gotta take care of business. Ain't no playing around here, partner. General markets. Ooh, defensive positioning. Kevin Decatur. Yo, that's a sick name. That's a really cool name. I wonder if I should make that like my Instagram handle. Kevin Decatur. That's really, really funny. All right, staying out of these markets, it does look like we're trying to hold the zone. I'd be more interested in longs than shorts. I'm just not going to be forcing any trades here myself. I'm good. We're fine. We have to be able to recognize when markets are and aren't in our favor. Right now, they're very range bound. We know bias is still bullish, but we all are running into some issues between buyers and sellers, where buyers try to bring us higher, sellers bat it down. Sellers try to bring it lower, buyers push it higher. So we do want to be a little extra patient at this point, not force any trades, not have anything happen where we're taking a trade too early. It's not our setup. We get stopped out and then we can't think clearly and we take 40 other trades in the meantime. So be patient, let markets play out, give it the chance. Know that our fundamentals are still bullish, right? Still bullish but ranging. So guess what? New York session opens and we want to chop around to the downside for a little bit first and then reverse. That would be ideal. I mentioned on the Chart Fanatic stream, I'm looking for the 4-hour candle to close. So taking a look at the 4-hour here on NASDAQ, I wanted to see it break that recent 4-hour low. So before we were over here, we did break that. Now I wanted to see us close above this level. So I'm going to write 4H on this. This is what I'm looking for. Top, and we're going to put it on the right. Perfect. Wise words from Lord Dubrisky. You guys are great. You guys are great. Guys, I love the community we're building here. It's fantastic. It's strong. We got to pump them numbers up, get more people involved. You guys are amazing, though. You guys are absolute legends in the making. Since Nil mentioned the community, I'll drop the link to my community here if you guys are interested in joining. It is a free Discord community. I go live there after I go live here, so please feel free to join, do some other tools, some other analysis and whatnot. That is my community Discord, and then I will also send the Discord to the MRKT AI community, which I do recommend you guys join as well. Drop your technicals, drop your trade recaps, everything. Only here for the Kevinator vibes. Yeah, there we go. We're innating all of my name right now. Kevinator, Kevindicator. There was an yes, I remember the indicator Seb was talking about was like ATR expansion or something like that. Yo, you guys want to see something trippy? I've never seen this before in TradingView. So take a look up here. You see how the drawing is? You see how the text looks? Ready? I'm going to click over to gold. The text is all different. The border is different. I don't know what is going on, but everything is different from back, and I have no idea. I've never seen this before. ATR expansion. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to good reminding me. I'll hit him up and see if he could send that over. He's gonna gatekeep it. He's gonna be like, nah, that's mine. No, I'm just kidding. Look at this again, a great example why we're not taking these random longs on ES. I do think this area is trying its best to hold. If I see something and I think it's trying to hold, is thinking it's trying to hold a trade setup in itself? No. And if you're looking at the market and you're telling yourself, I think, that's not an and factor. That's a think factor. Thinking is going to get you stopped out. Don't think. Just do. Look at what the market is telling you. Read the markets. Hey, look at that. A bunch of you guys joined that. Appreciate that. Show some love. Amazing. Introduce yourself in the main chat in the trading room over there. Let me know how long you've been trading and what you trade. We'll get to business. Something I do want to keep an eye on is our weighted index is in an area that was support and resistance. So with support over here, support, now we are below it. It is becoming resistance. So I do want to be careful that we have a little resistance above us. We have resistance above us. We have support below us. That's what I call in trading that rock in a hard place where we have support, we have resistance, markets are bouncing in between, can't make up their mind. So what do we want to do as traders? We want to wait for one of those sides to win. We want to wait and say, okay, we have resistance, we have support. Does support win? And we trend higher and we could take some longs up here with confidence, because I don't want to take longs down here or longs over here in the middle and then have sellers bat it back down and get stopped out and then think, okay, sellers win and then get stopped out. Okay, buyers win, you get the pattern. And again, it's not because you're planning on getting stopped out. It's because the first trade is a chase, and then what happens afterwards is all psychology. So let's be a little patient here. Let markets come to us. This is ES, gold. Whew, bro, gold. Come on now, gold. That's insanity right there. We swept that low. Huge reversal. Gold has more momentum right there. Definitely looking to see if gold can hold above VWAP, see some continuation here. I do think gold is an easier trend trade off of those lows than where the ES and NQ are right now. Just my 2 cents on that. Who's starting a Kevin fan page here? We need one with his quote. Bro, that'd be pretty cool. I know. I have my I told you guys I started my own community, Trading Pioneers. I have a like an Instagram page for it, YouTube page, all that stuff. I need to get around to posting. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. New York session, ES trying to hold. We're staying patient here, nothing major. Trump says all mines were removed or detonated in Hormuz Strait. Trump says no talks with Iran as naval blockade continues. Hormuz Strait open, mines cleared. Mines, his, whoever's. I get it. Looking like we're trying to squeeze. We do have some resistance up here on ES. We need volume to break higher. If we don't get volume in here, we either get a fake out and reverse, or we don't go anywhere and we stay within this range. I'm waiting. I'm keeping an eye on my equities. NVIDIA had a big gap down. It closed at 225 yesterday. It opened at 220 today. Google trying to hold higher, Microsoft new high of the day, Amazon trying to hold up. We do have some buyers stepping in the markets. We see that is having some follow through. Let's see. Damn, man. ES really wanted to stop hunt me on that candle, huh? That's all right. Because again, I stopped out over here, right? And then it dropped another 4 points against me. Would I really have been convinced enough to take this trade like this, where I have that wide of a stop loss, and then possibly look for VWAP? No, it's a 1-to-1. I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather look for these bigger trades. I am looking to see if we can retest near that zone. I will take a long off there, stop near new low that we did create, but we do need to see us start to break above VWAP and hold above VWAP with some volume. Let's see. Perfect. What else we got cooking? I do like that the rate hike expectations are lower. That is more bullish. Kevin, what about yields? Can they have more effect on equities? Yes, absolutely. So yields, let's take a quick look. So 20-year treasury bonds yields. If bonds yields are moving higher, it is more bearish, I should say. So yields, let's look at our 30. Oh, let's do 30-year. 30-year treasury yields. What's the, guys, I'm having a mental block here. What's the ticker on yields again? I could have sworn you just type in 30 and TradingView pulls that up. Maybe because that's 30 yield futures. Let's see, yields. US 10-year, that's what I'm saying, like US 10-year. Could have sworn that was, yeah, so that's yields. 10-year yields right here. Those are moving higher. So yes, that's going to have a more bearish impact on ES and NQ. Look at that. Supply and demand indicator. Boom. Yields holding up. Here's NASDAQ. I'd still like to see NASDAQ towards this low over here. So listen, this is a no trade zone in my opinion. I'm not taking any trades here. Oh, so if this is US 10-year, is US 20-year, 30-year? Isn't there 30-year? Yep. 30-year. Wow, 5.33%. Look at this, guys. That's massive. This is insanity right here where our yields are located. We haven't been this high since right before the financial crisis. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think that's a good sign. I don't think that's a good sign right there. Just something to keep in mind. You know, market shifts, market sentiment, all that stuff. ES is pulling back. I'm seeing too much selling. Yep, I'm being careful. Yeah, careful with NASDAQ, careful with S&P, careful with everything at this point. You know, yesterday's price action was a great example too. Buyers trying to step in and failing, stepping in, failing. Look at the barcoding price action we had on the ES yesterday until it finally gave us a small trend from 1 o'clock to about 140. Then it went sideways again. What are yields exactly? How do we explain yields, guys? Let's ask market. What are yields exactly? Ready? We'll see what market's explanation is. What are yields exactly? And we'll ask it exactly how you asked. We get our answer. We'll see what it has to say. I do sort of want to keep a close eye on ES here. I mentioned about a possible re-entry if we start to hold. We're trying to hold. Give it a go again, light size, but I'm going to go with that original risk over here just to see if we could trade this range. There we go. See what market has to say about yields. Yields are a return as investors earn on a bond or fixed income security expressed as an annual percentage. They represent the income interest payments relative to the bond prices. Key points: treasury yields, the rate of U.S. government debt, 2-year, 10-year, and 30-year notes. Bonds are the global risk-free benchmark. When traders say yields are rising, they usually mean treasury yields. Price/yield inverse relationship. When bonds price falls, yields rise. That ES is struggling right now. Selling pressure on bonds equals higher yields. Why they matter for trading: rising yields typically strengthen the dollar, higher return attached to capital, and pressure gold and equities, competing safe haven return plus high discount rates. Falling yields are usually dollar bearish and bullish for gold and growth stocks. Higher real yields raise the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding assets. Awesome, cool. I hope that helped. W to ask market for always being able to break things down for us in a good, strong understanding. NASDAQ with weakness here. I'm not a big fan of ES longs when NASDAQ shows weakness like that. Just be a little patient, be a little careful. Wanted to see things turn around, and they are failing to do so. 4-hour time frame is really what I was looking for today. We have 12 minutes left on that 4-hour, so just be patient. If anything, I think I'd want to wait for that 4-hour to close and then look for a trade opportunity. We might get one more push towards lows and then reverse. We are trying to hold this area at the moment, but we're also seeing a lot of volatility kicking in. NASDAQ's a bit weaker. Nvidia selling off. Rest of the equities are showing some weakness too. I just want to be so patient, so careful. Don't risk more than you're willing to lose. If you're in a trade, you never want to risk more than you're willing to lose. You have to know how much you're losing on this trade before the trade even plays out. You have to almost prepare to lose in trading. You can't just be like, oh, every trade I take's a winner. You have to prepare to lose so your winners take care of your losses and your losses don't build up and hurt your account. Yeah, ES really struggling here to find any continuation. Check our 15-minute time frame, see if that shows anything with more significance. A little bit, still trying to hold this area. Unfortunately, we broke it, so I lose a lot of confidence in these zones when we break them. 30-minute, nothing significant. Hourly, like the hourly could try to be wicking higher too, which would be ideal. We have 12 minutes left on that hourly. Let's take a look at market. We don't have any economic news today, nothing major coming out at 10, so there's no reason to be like, I have to get out of my trade before 10 o'clock. I do want to see where we close up here. Unfortunately, like I said, volume's getting the spread is getting wide, which means the spread between the bid and the ask is getting large, which usually does mean volatility is going to be kicking in or volume is low. When that's the case, that's when we start to lose faith on whatever trade setups we were recently looking for. If we do start breaking lower, I'd rather just take a small paper cut on this and then wait for that 10 o'clock to close. But if we do close higher, we start pushing higher and hold higher, I'm fine with trying to hold this trade right here. But right now, it does look pretty weak, like I mentioned. I don't want to be the trader that tries 40 different times in the same zone. I gave it once, it stopped out off open. Give it one more go, seeing that we did close back above it. And if that fails, then guess what? We move on to the next trade setup, which is going to be that 10 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern, that 4-hour candle close. NASDAQ still pushing lower, which does help ES to the downside. So that's one of the biggest issues right here. Seeing some selling volume, definitely, I'm just going to manually exit this. Selling volume on ES. NASDAQ trying to push lower. I'm definitely a bit more convinced on NQ near this 29,600 than I am ES to just hold this random level right now. So closing it, being patient, waiting for the next buying opportunity. NASDAQ trying to continue lower here. Nvidia with some selling pressure. But now does that mean, I got stopped out of ES longs. Now I have to jump in some NASDAQ shorts? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We want to still trade with the right bias. We want to be patient traders. We want to let markets come to us, but we want to be patient when markets say we should be patient. Let's see. Nvidia pretty weak. What's our weighted index? Weighted index is rejecting to go lower, which is a nice sign for the shorts. But like I said, I don't want to be the trader that's jumping in left and right. Long, short, long, short. Stick to our bias. Stay patient. Do our thing, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Nvidia, Google, Amazon dumping. Equities dumping right here. Would love to see some continuation on NASDAQ as it has more relative weakness and our weighted index is pushing lower too. Wonderful, wonderful. Keep going, Nas. We want to see 29,600 on the NQ. 29,600 on NQ would be ideal right here. Nvidia is pretty weak. Want to see Nvidia start to fall off. Weighted index starting to chop around a little bit here, but we're pretty close to new low of day on NASDAQ. We are in a daily demand, so it does show some support. So it's really, in my opinion, just a matter of being patient to see if and when buyers want to start to reverse price. Nvidia trying to hold back higher, weighted index trying to chip away, but there goes NASDAQ with weakness again. Can you tell NDX2, Kev? Yo, NASDAQ, let's start dumping here, man. Let's dump towards 600. We just want a little quick 50-point scalp right there. I definitely wouldn't be looking to hold shorts for long if you are taking any shorts. I wanted to see new low of day, but we're chopping around too much to really find consistency. Equities, Microsoft fell off a cliff. Rest of the equities start dumping here. We are in for a big drop, even if that drop's just a quick 50 points on NQ. Hey, what's going on? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, NASDAQ struggling to push lower here. Be patient, be careful, don't force anything. I'm waiting to see how the 4-hour closes or if we head towards 29,600. But I'm not trying to force any trades in the meantime. Be patient. Patient traders. Patient traders make more than impatient traders. Remember that. Patience. Look at that. See that? We're flipping around. Why are we chasing? Do not chase. I hate being patient, by the way. Everybody hates being patient in trading. That's the worst part of it, is being patient. Hardest part. Yep, hardest part of trading is being patient. Absolutely. Patience. That's it. That's it. Patience pays. You know it. You know it. Equities with some weakness again. Am I chasing lows? Absolutely not. Do I think we're going to move lower on NASDAQ? Absolutely. We have about 6 minutes left in this hourly and in this 4-hour. Nvidia dumping again here. Give us a little follow through. Give us a little something. A little something to take the edge off NASDAQ. And it's like, nah, I don't want to. We're going to chop around first. Why would we give you a smooth trend if we know we're overall bullish? We're going to chop our way lower, find some support, and then make our way higher with strength. Nvidia dumping. We got to see some more weakness on Nvidia to help NASDAQ continue lower. Apple is rejecting. A lot of equities are starting to try to hold right now. Be patient, be careful. Want to see NASDAQ towards 29,600. 29,600. Waiting, and waiting. Nvidia's still fairly bearish there. Looking to see if we get some continuation on this new 5-minute candle. Just a quick drop to the downside would be nice. We do have some support down here. Boom! Very nice little move. Okay. Getting some volume stepping in here. Now take a look at this, guys. This is relative weakness, relative strength that we talk about. ES is chopping. NASDAQ has had a stronger, cleaner move to the downside. 29,600, where we're coming to right now, the area we've been waiting for this entire time, does have a passive buyer down here. So I'm going to possibly take some longs. I'll tell you guys when and if I enter, and where entry is, what we're looking for, all that fun stuff. But we will see. We will see. We'll have to be very patient because sellers have some momentum on NQ here. Nice little scalps there from the downside. We did not tap that 600 that I was looking for just yet. VIX trying to move higher. We could see our market terminal if we have any headlines or anything. Nope, nothing major. Let's see. Guys, let me know. What are you trading? How are you trading? How's your day going? How's your week going? It is Tuesday already. Awesome. Sweet. It's coming in midnight here, and we know what that means. Oh, don't turn into a pumpkin. All right, NASDAQ holding above that 29,600 we were looking for. That's a nice sign. Now here comes the question of, do we go straight up from here and have that 4-hour close back above that level I was looking for? I wanted the 4-hour to close above this orange point right here. Right there. So do we find just straight up buying volume? Where markets don't look back. Then I'll look for a possible long. Equity is starting to dump a bit here. I would not just randomly go, oh, I have to go long now. No, we didn't even hit the 600 level I was looking for. 2.5 minutes left, though. We are running out of time, in a sense, to try to get that continuation going. So we're going to have to find some follow-through. But if we don't find follow-through, we might even see some continuation of the downside today. ES has been trying its best to hold above the 7720 that we mentioned earlier. NASDAQ taking another dive to the downside here, struggling to find that continuation at the moment. Really wants that 29,600 level. I'm done for the day. Got gold and NQ. Good job. Short. Nice. Yeah, look at this. Gold pulling back. Gold also did not trigger our specific entry we were looking for. Does NQ want to reverse, or does it want to look like we're reversing just to fail again? If we do take out 29,660, a new high of this 5-minute, I would have more confidence that we're trying to close higher. We'd have a minute 38 left in terms of timing. That would be more so in our favor. My biggest issue is we did not hit the 29,600 level. A lot of times markets need that volume, those passive buyers or sellers to try to reverse. But we did hold right above it. Those buyers are showing that they're trying to hold price higher. Bullish fundamentals, everything's still lining up for the buyers at the moment, so we're being patient. Bro, I'm cold, man. AC's blasting. Counter trend Tuesday. Here we go, NASDAQ, seeing if we get some buying volume up here. We have 55 seconds left. We would have to find this buying volume and continue for the next minute here. If we don't get that, there is no buyers. There are no buyers in this market. Okay, we took that high out. Just needs to see continuation. No continuation, no trade. Already pulling back. Yeah, no, we don't have time. You guys think we have 21 seconds left? Do you think we have time to pump all the way up here, another 40 points on the NASDAQ in 20 seconds? Do we have any Europeans in the chat? Don't show off your AC. That's right. You guys don't have AC, man. I don't know how you do it. Hourly time frame, ES closing more bearish, NASDAQ closing more bearish, 2-hour, 4-hour. Closing more bearish. I would be looking for a possible short position versus a long position. Does that mean we're going to definitely go short here? No. It just means that those buyers are trying their best, those sellers are trying their best to bring markets lower. So I'm being patient. I'm letting markets come to us, give me a stronger read, give me a better idea, or even give me a better trade setup. While we're not doing that, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're going to wait. Look at that. See what I'm saying? Those sellers said, nope, see ya. I'm still waiting to see if we do want to sweep that low. 15-minute time frame showing a little bit of exhaustion to the downside. So same deal. NASDAQ off 29,600 if we want to possibly reverse. If you're using EMAs, we did reject the 50 up here. But be patient. Gotta be patient traders, man. Gotta be patient traders. We're seeing a whole lot of chop. We're seeing sellers try, fail, buyers try, fail. Do we really want to be one of those people failing? No, we want to be those people waiting. We want to be those patient people. We want to be the people that sees we fail and take the reversal to the other side. That's what we want to do. So let's see if we could push one more time into that zone on NASDAQ. I'd consider some longs but I would really need to see equities hold. Right now, Apple is pumping. That's a great little internal sign for the ES and NQ. Apple new high of day. We'd want to see Nvidia start to flip bullish, Google hold this support zone, and Meta as well as Amazon start to push more bullish too. Without that, we're getting exactly this. We're getting that push lower. Just be patient. If you can't be patient, you shouldn't be trading. The Kev Index, there we go. There, the Kev Index. Yo, Kev Index is a cool freaking name. Now that's a username. The Kev Index. That's cool. Bro, I'm writing that down. W's, that's our homie Doc. He's in my community. Just shot me a DM. The Kev Index. That's amazing, bro. There's some buyers. There's some buyers. That's genius. The Kev Index. That's amazing. Let's take a look at NASDAQ here. 30-minute time frame. Bit of a reversal candle. We again need to get above this orange level. Now this is no longer something I'm looking at on the 4-hour. It's something I'm looking at for the 30-minute. So do you want to see this 30-minute push above, continue, close somewhere up here. The Kev indicator is better. Bro, Kev indicator is cool because it's Kevin Decatur. But Kev Index, that's bro, they're both smooth, man. That's funny. I saw this one guy. I'd hate to name drop, but I guess that's what happens when you have a good name. His name is like Ericonomics, like economics, but his name is Eric. So yo, Kev Index, that's fired. Kev Indicator, that's what I might call the supply and demand one I'm making. You guys are smart, man. Nasdaq pulling into a passive sell area. Oh, nope, they pulled all those sellers. Buyers are flying right now. Nvidia's flying. Okay. Interesting. Am I going long randomly up here? No, I wanted longs down here. Minute 13 left. We have the 15-minute time frame we could keep an eye on. We have the 30-minute time frame we could keep an eye on. But we have to have patience. We cannot go long just because, oh, buyers look like we're stepping in. We have a minute left here. That's plenty of time for sellers to step back in and bat us lower. Plenty of time for buyers to hold and keep us higher. If we don't know, and what the market is telling us is markets have been range bound, we don't want to be the trader buying the highs with uncertainty. We want to be the trader either fading the highs when we have more uncertainty or just the overall more patient trader, as in my opinion, we should be. Apple pumping, that's what's leading this rally right now. That's a great sign. Nvidia trying to hold. Google's holding that area of support as well. Definitely looks okay here. Just be patient. Remember, I mentioned this is 20 seconds left now. Plenty of time for it to dump back. Plenty of time for it to rip up. We want to be patient. Let markets come to us. See if we find any support or resistance, any key levels, any headlines that come out. There we go. Gold also very range bound, getting very choppy price action. Market conditions have turned from uncertainty, which was giving us nice sells, to more of, I guess, more uncertainty. But now it's not giving us any follow through, right? We're lacking any surprise. We had surprise when the Fed shifted its policy, but now at this point, we're really sideways, would not be forcing anything. 15-minute, 30-minute, all these different time frames. I'd still want to be bullish off the 15, still want to be bullish off the 30, but even the hourly, even the 4-hour, those suggested more bearish price action. So again, we talk about rock in a hard place when we're between support and resistance, but now we're in a rock in a hard place between our analysis where one time frame is saying one thing, another time frame is saying another. Look at that, man. Imagine you faded those buyers up here, you'd be in a quick 50 points of profit. Just be patient. A patient trader is a healthy trader. If you're an impatient trader, you're forcing trades for no reason, I promise it's not going to play out. You want something repeatable. Being impatient is unfortunately repeatable, but for all the bad reasons. That's a bad habit of impatience. Straight down right here, man. Still looking for that 29,600 passive buyer sitting down there. ES keeps finding support in this level. I would not go short here because ES keeps finding support, right? So just really waiting. I wouldn't go long here because I see that every time buyers try, sellers step in even stronger. So again, ideally, this looks like we are trying to move lower. This might be a short scalp opportunity. I'm not taking it. No, why would I? Weighted index hit that key level again. That's a resistance point. So again, I'm seeing confluence to say, okay, go short weighted index, go short NASDAQ, but ES finding support. VIX pretty sideways. We're not getting that continuation confirmation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:07. Markets are making me yawn, guys. These markets are boring as heck right now. The Kev indicator is lacking because we're not getting anything. So the Kev indicator is set to, the Kev index is set to patience. The Kev index. Bro, that's cool, man. Because you know what it is too? There's the DEX, oh no, there's the DAX. I was thinking of the DAX as the, was that the Russian stock market, German, something like that? Look it up. DAX. DAX index Germany. ES held that level. NASDAQ, again, shorts getting crushed. That's a nice sign for the buyers. Just need to see if we want to continue or if we're flip-flopping still. 2 minutes left. You guys know that's plenty of time for us to push green, create a lower wick, or even get back pushing red to move back lower. We still have those sellers sitting at 29,600 that we need to test. Nvidia is still more bearish. Rest of the equities trying to hold bullish. Apple new high of day. Again, 50-50 on equities too. If we're seeing things not lining up, why would we want to force trades? Why would we want to convince ourselves one thing over another when the argument is very valid? Nvidia pushing lower, usually I'd want to go short on NASDAQ then. But guess what? Apple pushing higher, new high of day. Why the hell would anybody want to short NASDAQ while Apple's rallying to new high of day? You shouldn't. You just shouldn't. All right, let's see. Guys, if you have any questions, let me know. This is a great session for questions. So let me know any questions you guys have in the chat. Let's take a look to see where oil is currently trading. Bro, oil is just chopping higher. Daily time frame is in that resistance point we have from right over here, but did have some strength in oil, which does have more of a bearish impact on our equities. My goodness, bro, not enough caffeine, I guess. Keep it coming. 40 seconds left. I'd almost want to see these sellers step in. Not hit this 29,600 on this candle, but hit it on the next candle and start to reverse. That way we get a 15-minute candle sweeping the previous low and close back within that range. If we are in demand and we see a lot of sell bubbles, 1,000 plus, should I still be looking for longs? Great question. So when we see those big sell bubbles in a demand zone and price refuses to go anywhere, that tells us that those 1,000-lot sellers are being absorbed by buyers. So it definitely depends on the reaction we're getting, but here's that new 5-minute I was looking for. Still more selling pressure here. We'll see how we react near these lows. But great question. Because remember, volume is also what moves markets. Okay, sweeping into that low, hitting 600 in about 5 points. There's 604, 602, 600, big drop. CVD has been pushing lower, which is our cumulative volume delta, but it has been fairly weak. Nvidia new low of day. Apple still pumping to new high of day. 15-minute time frame that we were looking at over here. I'm just going to give it a moment. We are seeing a buyer try to step in. Now, this is the setup we were waiting for this morning, right? So I don't want to be the trader that's like, oh, well, no, I'm not going to take the trade if it starts playing out. No, if we do start seeing some buyers step in, I will take this long trade. If we just continue lower, there's no way I'm going long here. But we do see some buyers trying to absorb these sellers as we're not really going anywhere with strength, with momentum right now. There we go. The sellers just took over. Be patient. Wait. Yeah, you ever see the lizard, or not the lizard? What is it? It's like wait, like the walkway. Just wait. No reason to force trades. And remember, if I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame, we have 3.5 minutes left. We could dump a little bit more and then reverse. Why would I want to just try to buy every low I see? I do not want to do that. Nobody should want to do that. NASDAQ new low of day. ES still has some divergence. Did not make new low of day via future session. I am looking for 29,600 for possible longs, but we'd have to get back above that price level. We cannot remain lower for longer. If that's the case, no trade. VIX moving higher, which is unfortunately a bit more bearish. Nvidia moving lower, Apple moving higher, Microsoft trying to move higher. Very 50-50 on the equities. We saw those shorts had momentum today so far, though. So at the moment, day trading wise, you are looking for shorts until we start to reverse. Weighted index showing it's trying to hold, which is a good sign. We did sweep some major lows. We made new low of day on NASDAQ. I know a lot of retail is chasing these shorts right now without knowing that we are in a support area. So on NASDAQ, if we look to the left, this was an area of support multiple times. So this being the bottom of that support, previous week low, I want to see if we want to hold that. Finding a little buying volume here. I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. Want to see some momentum step in, bring us back above this 29,600, take those longs and see 15 close above that level. If we refuse to do that, like we're pushing lower right now, no trade. We don't take any trades. Like Mohammed D1 asked, if you see a lot of selling volume, you don't want to just go long for the sake of going long. You want to recognize what markets are telling you. Got 14 points NQ downtrend. I am locking out of the account till tomorrow. Good job, Mohammed. Good work. Well done. Let's see how markets want to react down here. Still consolidating, picking up some volume. Would really need to see us back above 29,600. Nvidia moved back higher too, but it's struggling. Weighted index is trying to hold. Minute 18 left. We're running out of time here. We need to start seeing some buyers step in. Without that, then yeah, we're probably going to continue lower. ES just double bottomed at 77.1675. We do still have that bullish but reversal risk now, so look at that. We're starting to shift a little bit there on our Market AI terminal. Amazon holding up, Microsoft's holding up, Google is holding up as well. So we are getting some equity starting to push more bullish, but what happens to NASDAQ is it doesn't seem to be caring. NASDAQ doesn't seem to GAF. So we're waiting. We're waiting 40 seconds. 40 seconds is plenty of time for it to move 20 points, whether it's to the upside or downside. And either way it goes is going to give us our answer of if we should look for longs or shorts. If it stays within this range, then we're going to wait for shorts. Hello. What's up, Tazzy? Remember you? Of course I remember you. I remember all of my homies here in Market in the morning. You guys are legends. How can I forget? We are starting to see a little bit of a decline in volume over here. So I'd like to see those sellers sort of start to fail out. We have 3 seconds left. That's tough, man. Look at that 15, still closing more bearish. I'm not jumping in longs right now. 30-minute time frame closes in 15 minutes too. So just a very, very rough read in these markets. We don't want to be jumping in long just because. We want to be patient. We want to look for actual confirmation on that. Right now, sellers still have control until proven otherwise. Can we get back above 600, or are we going to tap 600 and reject it to the downside? At the moment, that's what we might be seeing. Took a break from trading to study more. We'll be coming back soon. Hey, I look forward to having you back. Absolutely. Shoot me a message. I'll help you get started again. Guys, anybody here feels a little lost in their trading journey, please hit me up. I love helping traders take it to that next level. Take your trading seriously. It's what I'm all about, is building structure, foundation, and finding that consistency for you guys. All right, some buyers trying to hold us here. We're back above that 600. I do like that we're back above the 600. Could possibly look to see. Let's see. Got to see some good strength above the 600 though. Like the next lower high we have is all the way at 29,674. 674. That's all the way up over here. Okay, getting some better buying volume above this zone now. So that's what I do want to see. Just don't want to really be forcing or chasing any trades here. Okay, that just tapped me into an entry. Entry long. It's still off the zone we were waiting for. So now at this point, this is a trade setup I was waiting for. So if it fails, I still took my setup. I know what my risk is. I'm following my rules. When you're trading, as long as you follow your rules, you're on the right side, win or loss. Remember that, guys. So important. So many people think, oh, well, if you take a losing trade, you're a bad trader. No, are you kidding me? Consistent traders take losing trades. Nalab, remember a few weeks ago, he took a really bad week. He still comes back. He still has really great weeks. What did I say? 6-7? Oh, 607. That's really funny. I'd really like to see NASDAQ try to hold above that 600 area. I'm going to keep my personal stop loss around 29,580 down over here. Like right over here. I feel like it could be a little low, but I really just don't. I know that sellers had control for the most part this morning, so I don't want to be, like we mentioned, that bottom picker that's just like keep trying longs, and then it fails and it fails. So we're tapping that price level again, seeing some sellers. I do want to try to keep my stop loss near that recent low we were just at, so we'll keep it around like 73 instead, just to give it a little breathing room. But I don't want to be the trader again that goes, oh, well, wait, maybe I should move it down here. No. Find your stop loss before you enter your trade, take it, and that's where it stays. You could adjust it a few points if you have to because of spread, but no other reason to try to adjust that. Amazon moving higher. Now Apple's pulling back. Google's moving higher. Weighted index is trying to hold is a good sign, but we really need to see strength on our weighted index chart up here to help us continue on NASDAQ. And VIX still trying to move lower, so that does still give me a bit of a confirmation on the VIX for the long, so we'll just be a bit patient here. There we go. Another push higher. Great. Really got to see us above this 29,631. And remember, we were looking at the 15-minute before. Now we can look at the 30-minute. 30-minute possibly giving us that reversal candle. Great. Perfect. Nice. Good little entry so far. Hourly. Same thing. We have 40 minutes left in the hourly, though. 2 hour has an hour and 40 minutes left. So we're really waiting for the hourly and really waiting for the 30-minute at this point to see if it's giving us a reversal on this trade. We are in the longs at the moment. Took a bit of a stab down here once we started seeing some buying pressure above the passive buyer that was sitting here in the demand zone. Now we wait. Waiting on these longs to play. I am not a fan of the weighted index at this level right now, but I do like NASDAQ at that support. Yo, Yusuf, have a great rest of your day, brother, man. I'm heading out to close the straight. Bro, you're in charge of it this week? You got to tell Trump to get the hell out of there and leave it alone. Yo, take care, Yusuf. Be safe, be well, and I will see you tomorrow, homie. Okay, 5-minute closed more bullish. That's a nice sign out of the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if we did pull back and retest the area, but I am in the longs looking to see if we can try to hold. The green 5-minute tells me buyers are now trying to take control out of the zone, which is usually a confirmation that I like to look for to take these demand zone trades. So just be a little patient here, see how it wants to play out. If it wants to continue, great. If it pulls back and stops us out, whatever. That's it, man. That's it. We don't force the market to do anything. We don't make the market do what we want the market to do. We react to the market, right? We can try to predict, but you don't want to predict where you're full porting and you're like, wow, this has to work out. You're still following your risk management. Google trying to hold, Apple trying to hold, Amazon holding, Nvidia holding. Nice buyers, beautiful. See, we get what I'd like to see is a very strong impulse move to the upside to stop out all of those shorts. Look at all of the low-hanging fruit we mentioned, right? We don't have any resistance until all the way near 30,000. So to be in a 300-point trade on NASDAQ, yo, I'll take that and try to hold for sure. 400 points almost, but Be patient, be realistic, recognize the range. Even if we were looking for this setup right here, where we're looking for this VWAP trade, right? So here comes the retest of that zone. If you're not in the trade, this could be a re-entry right here. Not financial advice. If you see the setup, take it yourself. Don't force any trades. Don't say Kevin told me to take it and I took a loss. It's his fault. It's not. Know how much you're risking per trade. I know how much I'm risking per trade. Know how much you're risking per trade. Know how much you're going to lose if the trade hits your stop loss. That is always the rule. 310 left on this 5 minute. Want to see some support here, but I am seeing some more weakness in equities. I'm keeping my stop loss near 29,573. I am taking note that every time buyers have tried to step in today, they have failed. However, this time we're reacting to a level, so that's why I did take this trade versus the other times I did not take the trade. But guess what? My level fails. I wait for its my level fails. I wait for the next setup, and we be patient. It is Kevin's fault, I'm telling you. Yo, that means if anything good happens, it's my fault too. I feel like there's a disconnect there where people are quick to blame others, but then if something happens, they're like, I did that myself. Nvidia trying to hold, Amazon trying to hold. Now Apple is trying to fold to the downside, but rest of the equities are somewhat trying to hold. Got to see Nvidia hold this 219 area. Let's take a quick look at Nvidia here. I do want to see if we have any key levels that we could be possibly holding. If not, yeah, not really. We have a gap fill over here that we could be trying to hold, but tough point. 15-minute was very bearish on Nvidia. Really be waiting on that 30-minute. The 30-minute's going to give us our answer, in my opinion, as to if we should hold or exit this trade. So we have about 7 minutes for that. We could wait. Meta Platforms shares touch over 2-week low, down 3.8%. So hopefully Meta finds some support here. People try buying back their position. Shorts start covering their position. Weighted index, need to see the weighted index squeeze here will help NASDAQ squeeze and push higher. And again, we're not looking for the biggest trade. Yeah, we can be, because we have a bullish bias. We can be looking for a big trade. But right now, first take profit is probably like a 4-to-1 here. 5-to-1. Very nice. I ain't complaining. Are you guys complaining over a 5-to-1? I hope not. There we go. We retested the zone, gave you guys that second entry, and now we're holding up and continuing again. Beautiful. Beautiful. See, now it's my fault again, right? No, then now I want to talk too soon. You talk too soon, that's when markets will dump on you. And Meta is trying to hold at the moment. It's sort of flagging out on the 5-minute. Microsoft pushing higher, Amazon pushing higher, Nvidia and Google all pushing higher. That is an assortment of equities trying to hold. Really need to see NASDAQ with that follow through here. We have 30 seconds left in the 5-minute. And we have about 5 minutes left in the 30-minute. Nice little pump. XAU USD, very range bound, very choppy today. Look at the bar coding, right? So we're trading NASDAQ because NASDAQ has a bit more cleaner price action. So we're in the NASDAQ longs from, what's that? 29,607, stop around 29,573, and looking to see even if we could have a nice quick move up towards 29,778. Near VWAP. Gold, I would really wait. XAU USD, I wanted to see price return to 43.74. 43.74 would be a nice spot to go along. Sweep our current low of day and then continue. We did already sweep this 44.33 and 43.77 on XAU and reversed already. Something else you could look for, because we're ranging, is you could look for a breakout. So a breakout of this range. So got to get out of those highs and retest. So this area up here, we see all these wicks. Wicks tell a story, bodies tell us the trend. This area of interest, this has been rejection this whole morning. We want to see that resistance become support when we break it. NASDAQ still trying to hold. Got to get Apple back on the buy side here. That will really help NASDAQ fly. I'd like to go for, I do have that indicator available. We'll see real quick. Yeah, it was this one. This 30-minute and really this hourly. Or what is this, 1 hour? right over here. This would be a nice take profit, and this resistance point up here. A nice little 10 to 1 to start our Tuesday. How nice is that? But we'll see. Don't be greedy. Be realistic. And that's still sort of realistic. We're sweeping those highs, and we do still have a more bullish overall bias. We're seeing more buyers in the market here. Amazon's pumping. Nvidia's trying to get above VWAP but struggling. Seeing a bit of a struggle here on equities. Be careful. Apple pulling back. Microsoft's pulling back. Nvidia's pumping. Great. Amazon, boom, another tick higher. Google holding up. Awesome. Great. I'm in buys. MNQ. There you go. Get that money. Get that money. Let's go, baby. Bang. Beautiful. That's about almost 70 points. We're 5 points away from 70 points on NASDAQ. Yo, if we hit full TP today and the stream is still running for some reason, I'll do a little dance for us. I never wanted a trade to lose so bad. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Apple's starting to turn around. That's a great sign. Nvidia struggling on VWAP, but I'm still more bullish overall. We have found some buyers. 30-minute time frame closes in about 2.5 minutes. So I wanted the 30 to close above this pink level right here. We're going to make it like purple. We're going to make it dashed or dotted, I should say. So we could even pull back and close bearish over here. I'd still be more bullish overall. So I'm really just staying patient. I know pullbacks can happen, but we're in the longs. Google pumping up. That's great. Just holding these buys, guys. Holding these buys. We were in a daily demand zone. That's this purple one. We were in a 30-minute demand zone. That's this green one that we entered off of. Just waiting. Just waiting. I will say we have been failing lately, right? So these lows, these lower highs that we have been holding. So 29,703, I want to see how we react to 703. Can we even get there? Do we fail that point? If we fail that point, guess what? Sellers take it back down to new low of day. Awesome, guys. Great. We got a minute left for this 30-minute to close. Let me know if you're in any positions right now in the comments. Are you in a long? Are you in a short? And what are you trading? Right now, gold, I would leave it alone as it's still failing to break out. NASDAQ trying to hold. Great. Nvidia pushed above VWAP. That is amazing. Amazon pushing very close to new high of day. Apple flipped back green. Microsoft is at VWAP, but that's a good thing because, yes, it's pulling back, but this could be an area where we find support. So Apple holding up, Amazon holding up. We want to try to see Nvidia close above VWAP to just give us some confirmation. As long as it does still close green on the 5, we do still have that trend, but just be a little patient here. It would just show us a bit more significant strength if it does close above that VWAP level. Perfect, guys. Perfect. NQ Long, what's up, Anna? Good morning. NQ Long's very good. Very good. Where'd you get long? Did you take it in that same area? That's 29,600. We've got about 23 seconds left here. We know that's plenty of time for markets to do whatever markets want to do. 15 minutes showing strength. 30-minute is looking like it's going to be closing green, which does give us some confidence. Hourly is also 30 minutes away, though. You sure did. Very good. Good job. Good job. Something I want to mention, guys, don't just take a random trade with me. Make sure you're doing your own due diligence. Make sure that it lines up with your own analysis as well. But there we go. NASDAQ trying to continue. Beautiful entry. Great trade so far, guys. Amazing. Nvidia trying to push higher. Google still continuing. Just staring at gold throwing a tantrum right now. It's in a timeout. Yeah, no zone on gold 100%. Imagine trying to go short over here and then it wicks back higher. Imagine trying to go long up here and then it wicks back lower. Nah, we're in NASDAQ, which we would like to try to see it get back above 29,705. If we get above 29,705, the amount of confidence I have to try to hold these longs is going to be massive. Bang, here we go. We're getting close. We're at 88. We're about 15 points away. Amazon trying to hold up, Google pushing higher. I will say Microsoft took a much bigger hit than the rest, but Microsoft hasn't had the biggest of impacts on NQ lately. It's really Apple, Nvidia, bit of Google, and Amazon too. Just waiting right now. We could put our session volume profile up here. Let's see, session volume profile. There it is. Make sure the settings are correct on that. Where are we? Where's our session today? Yo, where's today's? Oh, I gotta change the settings. Style, custom, all. That should fix it. Should give us one right here. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So range bound. So we're not taking any entries here. We bought the lows. We're looking to get out near the highs. Low volume up here near 29,782. So even 782 as a take profit would be a very nice area from our entry point of 600, 782 would be about 180 points from that entry. What's up, LM? For me, I love the real-time market commentary and little gems of advice from Kevin. In my view, no need for extra guests talking about other things when what's actually happening in market in real time. Hey, I appreciate that. And thank you for the feedback. That's awesome. I'm going to take a quick screen grab of that. I always like to screenshot your guys' feedback, so always feel free to drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on market in the morning. If you have any guest recommendations, if you don't want to see guests, if you want more solo streams, whatever you guys want, I'm open to. NASDAQ continuing, beautiful. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Don't you guys like being in the right side of the market versus the people that were selling those lows? Wonderful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:32. 30-minute close more bullish. 15-minute close more bullish. Hourly still has about 30 minutes left. I'm going to let this trade run. I'm wrapping up the stream right here. I hope you guys are in it. I hope you guys are in some nice profits. This was a phenomenal entry. If you're in good profits, you could always look to scale out, take profit where you see fit. Don't be greedy in these markets. We do want to recognize we still haven't broken that 29,705 yet. Amazon still trying to hold up. Apple new high of day. But now we're starting to see Meta push lower. Google's somewhat starting to struggle too. So we are seeing a bit of a slowdown in our equities. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Join my community. I put that link in the comments before. I'm going to go live there in about 10 minutes. Take care. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll see if we have any guests or if we're running another solo show. Take care, everybody. Trade carefully. Don't oversize and know how much you're risking per trade every trade you take. Peace.